Notes for my February 2026 reading of Free Ride by Noraly Schoenmaker, something like that. Today is Friday, 13 February 2026, and here I, Tanis Coralee of Seattle, talk through my book and reading notes for my February 2026 reading of an autobiography of a woman who utilized two-wheel vehicles on a long-distance drive in Asia, the Middle East, and Europe in approximately 2018/2019. Free Ride, Heartbreak, Courage, and the 20,000-mile motorcycle journey that changed my life by Noraly Schoenmaker. 2024, this is the initial publishing, 2024, this is the June 2025 Atria Books edition, hardcover, ISBN in the video description. I started the book on Friday, 6 February 2026, and finished the book on Friday, 13 February 2026. Is 271 pages, including the About the Author section. Took me 7 days of reading. 60 pages Friday, 6 February, 30 pages Saturday, 7 February, 30 pages Sunday, 8 February, 30 pages Monday, 9 February, 50 pages Tuesday, 10 February, 50 pages Wednesday, 11 February, and 21 pages Friday, 13 February. So it's essentially, she's kind of always had a passion for motorcycles, and she's been on a number of motorcycle trips before this, and so she found out a significant other she had was cheating on her, and they had a house together, and then she was working at a place, and they were like, she really liked to travel. She's from the Netherlands. Well, she really liked to travel, and they were like, why don't you stay in the Netherlands? And she was like, no, I must travel. So she's like, screw this. So she took off on her motorcycle for, to make a longer journey, and have a YouTube channel. And I've never seen her YouTube channel. I don't think I've even had one of her videos recommended. I found this in a new books section at the library. It's not the first book I've found in that section that I've shared on this channel. So I found this at different means than YouTube. But I'm bringing that up because I do that when I'm reading autobiographies/biographies. I try to include YouTube. And so there we go. She kind of focuses on her journey. She talks a bit about like the drive and the ride. And I'd say a consistent theme is she really fixates on food. Throughout her journey, and kind of like politics and religion and like churches and that kind of thing. So she talks about how she's a blogger, and so it's like it's kind of like the typical blogger spiel of like, here you go, tourists, here's what to see, but she sees it as well. So she's a tourist on her journey. So the spirit of the journey is a bit of like tourism, along with just long drives. And she really like finds her groove kind of in the Middle East of just going long segments of where she just loves the drive. Yeah. So there we go. My dad, I think I had a dirt bike, or it was his friend or his friends had a dirt bike when he was growing up. My uncle and his wife are motorcycle enthusiasts, and my mom and sister enjoyed getting rides on his bike. When I was growing up, I, on the other hand, have only ever ridden in a sidecar. So I have motorcycles on this channel. Although this bike she has, some people would classify it as a dirt bike, or like a mountain bike as opposed to a motorcycle. Just the hardcore cruiser crew might. So I have video footage of me in a sidecar, but I myself have not ridden on a motorcycle, and I'm okay with that. It's more the taste of my family. So I'm saying it's not a foreign thing to me. It's not like my taste. I got those other things, two-wheeled vehicles I want to build, So one thing I thought was interesting, just as a general note, motorcycles were so common she could find a mechanic in every city. And so I've previously, this very year, 2026, back in January, I covered the Motorcycle Diaries, about a journey somebody drives or goes on a motorcycle journey in South America. And that was approximately 1951. So fast forward, what is that? Over 65 years later, and it's so common that there's a mechanic in every city, and she like really uses the mechanic, a motorcycle mechanic, not a car mechanic, a motorcycle mechanic. And this is in Asia, the Middle East, in Europe, okay? And I was like thinking back to the Motorcycle Diaries, and there were no mechanics. They had to stop and like, you know, kind of hitchhike because it was so rare what they were doing at that point in time. So now, like when she's going on it, it's actually quite common. And it's reflected in the business offerings. And then I had a few ones where I was like, can I point out how I'm anti this person? Share how she is anti-Tanis and I'm not this person. In case for whatever reason there's confusion between the two of us. So here's one, page 134, quote, I had no intention of risking prison time or getting into other kinds of trouble with the authorities, unquote. She passes judgment on a lot of things throughout this book, and so she really kind of is against people, you know, who've gone to prison. And I'm like, what's the theme on my channel of recent? I have a soulmate who's in prison, and I myself am open to prison time for something I've done in my past. So very anti-me, she is. All right, page 155. She makes, so page 154, 155, she makes a reservation at a hotel and arrives late. And the person's like, oh, it's no problem. Like, they just accommodate it. And I was like, I was in Scotland. I even haven't talked about that. I think I have. I was in Scotland, and even when I set the reservation for the place, I put in that I was on a ferry and I would arrive late. And I arrived and I got a talking to. And I was like, I don't got that Dutch privilege, honey. I'm of Scottish ancestry, and I was in Scotland. They have high expectations for this little lady. Got a talking to. Okay. And they decided to enforce that with me. So that's another way she's anti-me. And then another one on page 171, she talks about how she goes on like, quote, intermittent fasting, unquote, for like 16 hours a day, because she'll eat in the morning and eat when she stops driving. So she loses weight during the day because riding the motorcycle takes a lot of energy. So she has big meals, loses weight, and then has another meal. She won't eat for like 16 hours. That's the number she provides on page 171, 16 hours. And I was like, that's not me. It's like, I'm gonna go do prison time for killing my rapist, and then I'm going to be drafted into the Norwegian army, serving with Japanese soldiers alongside. We've become friends now, you see, and we're going to be shipped off to Nigeria, and we're going to be in the back of an open-backed Jeep vehicle, and I'm going to be so anti that approach. I'm going to be there with my, sniper rifle, carrying on the legacy of my granddad, who was Norwegian, of pure Norwegian ancestry, eating my Cliff chocolate peanut butter Builder bar because I'm so hungry. Like, I'll take the extra weight, honeys, So I was like, there's a bit of that. I was like, I'm not doing that. But she did. So those are my notes for my 4 out of 5 stars. Yeah, I'll give it 4 out of 5 stars. Those are my notes for my February 2026 reading of Free Ride by Noraly Schoenmaker.